So hi guys, Organisational Behavior, and this is our second lecture. Okay, so the changing theories of management. It's a human relations school. These theorists concentrated on the human aspect of management. They looked at the effect of physical working conditions of the workers, productivity and efficiency. So the Hawthorne studies at Western Electric, now AT&T, in the 1920s was an example of one of these studies. So the Hawthorne studies, the illumination experiments from 1924 to 1927, the relay assembly room experiments from 1927 to 1932, the bank wiring observation experiments from 1931 to 1932. These were all studies and experiments that were carried out on the staff. So what did they do these for? To what end were they carrying out these illumination experiments? So they wanted to determine the level of lighting which affected worker output, expected increased lighting to increase output. So there were two groups set up, one with conditions held constant and the second level of light was systematically changed. So as a result of the illumination experiments, increased output in both, due to the fact that the workers were aware that they were being observed. Workers were influenced more by psychological and social factors being observed, rather than the physical and logical factors. That was the change of the lighting. So the relay assembly room experiments from 1927 to 1932. So what did they want to do? They wanted to study the effects of rest breaks, length of the working day, refreshments and incentive payments on productivity. So stage one of the study, 6 skilled women selected and placed in a test room without their usual supervisors. The observer was in the test room to record observations and create a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. And changes were introduced to the women's knowledge and consent, with the women's knowledge and consent. So the result of stage one, the output increased. So stage two of the relay assembly experiment, women returned to normal working conditions and the result, the output increased. Why did the output increase? Because the workers enjoyed being the centre of attention, more friendly atmosphere, women participated in the decisions affecting their job, they had loyalty to the group, therefore increasing the job satisfaction. So the findings of the Hawthorne studies. So personal and social factors play an important role in motivation and performance. Individual attitudes are important in determining employee behaviour and performance. Supervision plays an important role in job satisfaction and productivity. So neo-human relations. Neo-human relations focused on the personal adjustment of the individual within the work organisation. This approach has generated research in organisation structuring, group dynamics, job satisfaction, communication and participation, and leadership and motivation. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs, psychological, safety, love, belonging, esteem and self-actualization. So what we are all trying to do is get to the self-actualization. But the psychological, need to satisfy hunger and thirst. Physiological, we need to satisfy hunger and thirst, so they're basic needs. Safety, we need to feel that the world is organised and predictable and need to feel safe, secure and stable. Love and belonging, need to love and be loved, to belong and be accepted, need to avoid loneliness and alienation. Esteem, need for self-esteem, achievement, competence and independence, need for recognition and respect from others. And then self-actualization is where we all want to get to. So that's the need to live up to one's fullest and unique potential. So that was Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So the deficiencies of Maslow's model of motivation, evidence to indicate that needs are not organised in a hierarchical way, suggests needs should not be fully fulfilled in order to sustain motivation. So modern theories of management, 4 important approaches: systems theory, contingency theory, total quality management, organisational culture. So systems theory attempts to reconcile classical and human relation approaches, views the organisation as part of a larger environment, i.e. the role of the external environment. Looks at the organisation as a whole. Any part of an organisation's activity affects all parts. The organisation is viewed as transforming inputs from the external environment into outputs, goods, services, back to the external environment. The organisation should be viewed as an open system rather than a closed system. Interaction with external environment is essential. Contingency theory. An extension of the systems approach. Much depends on the situation facing the organisation. It is impossible to specify a single approach which works in all situations. Circumstances can be significantly different. There is no single theory which can be applied in every case. Every organisation is distinct, operates in a unique environment, and the managers must consider all the circumstances before taking action. So, define an organisation culture. Share values and beliefs, develop over time and influenced by the prevailing national culture, the nature of the industry, the role of the founders, and it shapes the success of the organisation. So, defining organisational culture. The philosophies, ideologies, values, beliefs, assumptions, expectations, attitudes and norms shared by a member of an organisation. What characteristics determine organisational culture? Individual initiative, using your own ideas. Should this be encouraged or discouraged? Risk tolerance. To what degree is risk encouraged? The culture of most pharmaceutical companies is one of low risk culture, which makes complete sense. The direction, are organisation goals and performance expectations clear and unambiguous? What characteristics determine organisational culture? Identity, how closely do individuals within an organisation identify with the organisation? A reward system, is performance rewarded? Conflict tolerance, to what degree can employees voice criticisms? We all will talk a bit more about that. Communication pattern and organisational structure, horizontal or vertical linkages, formal or informal? And when it comes to this, like, you know, line management replaced the old-fashioned pyramid management where we had one person at the top and then there was layers below, whereas now it's encouraged to have line management, as in there is no one above anybody else. Integration is the cooperation fostered between different parts of the organisation. Management support. Do managers assist and support subordinates? Are communications clear? Control. What is the level of direct supervision? What importance is given to rules and regulations? So this is your revision tool. Changing theories of management, the Hawthorne studies, modern theories of management, defining organisational culture and characteristics of organisational culture. We will discuss all of these. This first lecture from week 1 and this lecture we will discuss next Wednesday between 2 and 3. I will send on an email with regards to how we're going to do that. These lectures are not going to be very long as recorded, but what we will do is we will go over each slide when we're all together next Wednesday. And with regards to questions, we will cover whatever questions we have next Wednesday also. Thanks, guys.